Peace and blessings. Good morning, Mache. I know it's very, very early today, so I'm coming on a lot earlier, I think, than I usually do, but I kind of want to come on early because I think that this message and this time calls for an early morning rising, so we are going to do that. Yes, we are going to do that. So, yes, y'all, I was just thinking like I'm still like a little confused, but I'm not going to stay in confusion. I'm going to actually move past confusion to the divine and the almighty. Like this is like we share this information that we know to be true. We know that this virus is not the truth. We know that it's all about the technology, the 5G, the people getting sick. I mean, if we don't know, okay, we do know. But the thing is, even that information is being spread around, but where are the solutions? There's a reason why you cannot congregate in churches or mosques. It's not because you're going to get something, it's because you're going to receive something. And what you're going to receive is actually a protection. You're going to receive a shield that actually is going to surround you. There's no power greater than the power of good, greater than the power of divine, greater than the power of the Most High. This is a time that we, as YouTubers that are spiritual minded, that are giving our content that are spiritually based, come back to that. We talk of the ancestors, but then we put out fear that we're going to die or that the virus is being passed around or that the truth is we know it's not. For those that are awakened, that's not, that there's something that you touch somebody else and you're going to catch it. We understand that it's coming from a deeper place, in a sense, a higher place, but never more higher than the divine. It can't be. So a higher place, meaning technologically from a higher place. You're creating a system of greed, really, of demolishment, to create something. So some will be rich and some will gain money. I mean, they're going to kill themselves in the process. This is obvious. I mean, how ridiculously stupid is this one going to be? Like, how they going to get saved unless they got some space suits or some crystal suits that they going to be wearing. But you know what? You got your crystals too. Why are we not raising up our crystals as conjurer women, our spiritual women? The solution is the divine. Listen, prayer, meditation, whether you're praying in a church, whether you're in a mosque, a masjid, a synagogue, wherever you are, that prayer, that's why they don't want y'all together, because if you come together in prayer, you would actually create a shield around you. No weapon shall prosper against you, but that's your Bible, but you ain't even listening to it. We are conjure women. That's why my intensive, we gonna go into deepness, prayer, conjuring every single time we get on that bad boy. We should be forming sister circles and everything. The thing is, you are so believing in them. You're so believing in the lies that you're so afraid. The very thing that could actually save you is the thing that is actually, instead of you obeying the thing that can save you, which is to gather. And in this case, we have to gather on YouTube. We have to gather, well, not so much YouTube. We have to gather in private settings, in private groups, even within your family, since you are quarantined, since you are with your family. What are you doing? Are you watching Netflix endlessly? Are you trying to pass the time? Are you waiting for somebody else to save you? You got little children? That's a team. That's a crew. That's an army. Why are you not building an army of spiritual awakening, spiritual protection, spiritual power? That's the only thing that's going to save us right now, is what's always kept us together. Those Negro spirituals wasn't just for fun. It wasn't just to pass the time. It was incantations that went up into the atmosphere that protected. And some of you may say, but that lasted for 400 years. But in the 400 years, we still survived. So it shows you that something kept us alive. We don't have to go back to slavery. We've learned from that. We have to use what we have and as a community. I am calling up the spirit of all that is great, that is good. I am calling up the spirit of prayer, affirmations, visualization. I am calling up the conjure women, the clay women, the mud women. I am calling up the women of the holy women, the spiritual women, the gospel women. I am calling us. We know miracles have occurred. People have been sick and now well because of prayer. We know it works, and they know it works too. You think it's purposeful, the churches and the synagogues, and we sat down and we just let them do it? Obviously, the synagogues wasn't sitting down. I'm sorry, they knew. Churches. For spiritual women, what are we? Why are we? Okay, We're worshiping the food more than we're worshiping the divine. We're worshiping the food more than we're worshiping the power within ourselves. It's not an individual thing. You can't do it alone. We never done it alone. What bothers me deeply so much about Ghana is the compliancy. Oh my God, he's the most compliant people I ever met in my life. The government says we should walk around, we should get sanitizers, we should get masks. This is a bunch of BS. And you know it's a bunch of BS, but though some of y'all don't. Because you see people dying and they told you they're dying from this. But won't you question that really, is it that? Or is it something greater? It's so much information, but yet we won't take it in enough to bring it back forth. How do I protect myself? It's more than just the spirulina in the water. Yes, this helps. The cleansing of the body should not be against the C virus. The cleansing of the body should be a holy temple for the divine to reside in. That's why we fast and pray, not to have great glowing skin. We fast and pray to let the divine in. We're walking around listening to the white man. We know he's sin. Instead of listening to our own kin, you're looking for a friend, it's within. I do get a little upset, and I'm sorry when I'm starting to rhyme, so I know I'm on time. I mean, do we remember what kind are we dealing with? It's the spirit of the Most High that we should be with. But instead, we with this ish that tells us lies, and we believe it. We buy more masks. We had in our homes. We stay away. We don't pray. It's a new effing day for everybody, but we still in ourselves thinking of bodies dying instead of living. We talk about the death and not the living. We talk. Whew, I don't know. I don't even know what happened to us. I don't even know. I thought Black people were some of the most spiritual, religious people on earth. I'm nervous. Because I think that too, we have to watch how we pray. When we pray, but we give power to a virus. When we pray and we say, we're praying against the virus, don't come near us. We're praying the divine. No, we're praying for protection. We're praying to bring a vibratory frequency. If the 5G is a frequency, this is kind of cool because we know about frequency. We know how to fight during frequency. We know how to fight. We know how to bring up frequency. So if they're raising the frequency up here, the power of the divine raises up here. You got to understand they're dealing with something still man-made. They're building towers. It's something that they have to create. It's something they have to make. But what you create doesn't even have to be seen. If they're creating frequency through sound waves, and you're creating more frequency through sound waves because the power of the mind is everything. The power of the voice is everything. The power of the heart is everything. The power of prayer, meditation is everything. I don't know. And I see 6 people and no commenting. So I'm wondering if, and I know yesterday you were unable to comment. Can somebody drop a comment so that I know that you can hear me or that I can receive comments? Because I'm wondering, like yesterday I came on to my son, there was no notification the second time, especially after I had the brother on. So I just want to know how this is working. If somebody can drop a comment, then I know that we are together. I know it's early, so I'm just gonna put it out there and just see if we are connected, communicating, and if we're not, then there you go. And that's what that is, and that's what that is. I just have a message that it's prayer time, meditation time, conjuring time, that we are healers, that we heal with our voices, we heal with our minds, we heal with our hearts. And if you are on Facebook or you know me to be on Facebook friend and you are actually trying to communicate with me or leave a message but you cannot, please okay, I'm sorry. Okay, if you cannot, leave me a message on Facebook saying we are trying to leave a message, but we cannot, because then we know what's going on. Then we really, yeah, okay, good. Hi, says I can hear you. It's working fine on mine, and I just came. Okay, good morning. I'm not receiving any notification from your channels. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Somebody else said that as well. So make sure you turn on your notifications. More important than ever. This is the positive. This is not like when people say, I know that the C virus is happening. No, I'm not even going there. because I don't believe that. I believe that we are having, there's a frequency overload, that there is something being built that's going to disrupt it, is making us sick. But I'm telling you that when you take your spirulina, you take your sea moss, take it from a point of building the spiritual body, not just the physical. We fast and we pray to hear the word of God, to stay connected to the divine. I feel like my connection to the divine, even because I'm eating a lot less for sure, is I do think that Africa is helping me in the sense that it's the sun, the sweating, it's the melanin that actually raises the vibratory frequency as well. It's like things that people are sending me, I already knew, I already felt, I already knew that. I kept asking, I asked you this last week, the week before, why are we not coming together doing, I'm freaking seances. You want to call those from the other side, call them then. All these folks that talk about ancestors, why is your aunt, where your aunt? You wear masks? See, I don't get this. I don't get why we're buying. Because if we buy, why I'm so upset about why we're buying into this is because then we're not buying into the power that be, which is within you. Why are you not buying into that? And why are we not doing it collectively? They already said no church, no religious services. The one thing prayer does work, and everybody knows it. I remember what was one of the white doctors. I don't forget his name, but he did some very popular books, and he was very much into as a doctor. He proved that in hospitals, the power of prayer, the power of faith, the power of belief, that actually scientifically studied to heal people that were actually dying. Come on now. I mean, that's so powerful. We already know it. Why are we not believing in that which we all say that we are? More CMOS, you already taking that. More spirulina, you already doing that. More prayer, more incantations, more mud clan meetings, more children. Cut off the goddamn TV and you and your children don't even watch it. Pray, meditate, visualize, help them to see the world the way they want. And don't let them buy into these lies that help your kids. You don't want your kids to start being fearful. Oh my God, I can't go touch my grandmother. Oh my God, I can't touch my uncles. Oh my God, I can't touch people. Oh, that's gonna be our demise right there. That's going to be a serious demise. Scared of our own selves. I can see us now. They got the virus, even though that's my grandmother who always loved me. Stay away. That's some BS. Come on now. This is not good. This is not good at all. We must be together. That's the one thing if I learn in Africa. And let me just say it. I want to just say this. Everybody, like, I used to think it too, like, oh, we're going to escape to Africa. And Africa's not, they're not dealing with the virus well. Listen, the amount of puppets going in this country, the amount of puppets on this continent, it ain't even funny. It ain't really, it might be worse, to be honest. And as far as that. But what I will say is the coming, because they falling for it all. Like they going through the whole thing. You never know what's going on. I actually do. So I'm going to leave that one alone because like I said, join the crowd. I feel so censored, but I'm not censored by you. I'm censored by this. Look, we're not even getting notifications. But I will say this, I was thinking that, yes, they bought into the 5G too. I'm sure it's here. I'm sure the towers are being built. I'm thinking I'm not even going to stay in Accra. I think I'm going to go in the country. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think we should really be in these heavily populated areas, but that's just my opinion. I just want people to know I'm not sitting here telling you that I think it is the one world. I do think it's a global epidemic. I think it's a global pandemic, but we're looking over here when it's really over there. So the only other place I can look is right here. That's what I know. I feel it. I'm telling you, I don't never tell you no lies. This is not the time to panic. This is the time to pray. Whatever that looks like for you. We should be without, like I said, okay, you can't see your uncle, your auntie, your grandmother. You can't see those of wisdom because we're not like Africans living together, that we're not living in compounds. But you have an army in your home. If it's an army of one, then it's you. Every time you get on the phone with your sister, your brother, your mother, whoever you're talking to from afar, you don't talk about the problem. You pray, you affirm. You'll go back and forth affirming. You go back and forth praying. You go back and forth shielding yourself. There's power in that, but they want you to be fearful. This is a lie. The whole thing is a lie. And I know that we have to, this 5G, now that I believe, the radiation, of course, I mean, they can do that, but you have a higher frequency. Your frequency is with the divine. You have an endless supply of frequency. You have an endless supply of protection. This is not the time to panic. This is not the time to be afraid. This is the time to pray, to meditate, to visualize consistently, unceasingly. Every chance you get, every word you speak, every conversation you have with your relatives, let's pray, let's meditate, let's visualize, let's affirm. Okay, good. Thank you. We already know what it is. We know the 5G. We know it's happening. We know what can we do? Oh, let me speak positive. Let me clear. Let me drink this knowing that I am drinking to clear the temple of God. I am drinking to be open to the voice of the divine, of God and Goddess. Let me have reverence when I eat my sea moss. Let me have reverence when I'm having my salad. Reverence to the cleanliness of the body. It's not just, we think that, you know what? I'm gonna talk about all this on Sunday, tomorrow, in my new intensive, $87. You want to spend your money on all this other stuff? You're paying your cable bill, you're paying this. Coming to the intensive so I could just talk what really a detox is today. It's gonna be way more inspiring, way more make you feel better. You're gonna feel way better than all this other mess out here. We can turn this around right now, but we are so compliant. Let me tell you, I wrote this. It's very, very short, and I didn't even finish because I was just so frustrated. It was so hard for me to even finish. It really was, and I don't want. It's called the lies they tell. The lies they tell. I find Africans on the continent to be very compliant. I, as an African American, is not. The advice of many in regards to the so-called coronavirus is to comply with what the government says. They do not question much, and in this we are very different. I do not believe that there is a contagious virus that is sweeping the world, but there is a virus of evil that cares of money and not the people. I find Americans are compliant as well. Where is the consciousness now when we know good and well that people are not dying from a virus that is contagious, but dying from the contagiousness of fear, of toxic technology, and lies? When will Black people truly understand the power of prayer, meditation, and worship? Where are the conjurer women, the root women, the incantation women, the mud women, the clay women, the earth women, the gospel women? It seems we have all went to sleep. Where are the preachers, the teachers, the spiritual ones during this time? Why do we continually pass around information with no solutions? Why do we think we can fight evil with science and science with more science? Sorry, that's as far I got because I got mad. I got mad. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be positive. I was just like, ooh, I don't know. Let's take a break. Let me take a break and do an early morning congregation. So let's make it a congregation. Ladies, we got the power. You've done so much work. You've taken so many classes. You've watched so many videos of mine. You know how we roll. You know how we change things. Frequency, positivity is everything. Promise you. Promise you. Let me put my people here up so the early morning rises. Hey sis, I can hear you. It's working fine on my. Okay, I just came in. Midasi. Good morning. I'm not receiving ain't no official chance. Isn't that something, Midasi? Thank you for telling me. Listeners, I try to fall asleep, so I probably won't be too engaged in the chat. But I'm glad I caught you live. Been watching videos after the live because in Cali the time is. Oh my God, that's right. It's so early. It's so late early, right? Midasi. Yes, prayer without ceasing. Yes, exactly. Ashe, Ashe. And for those who will see it later, hopefully you will, taking in the spirit that it is given. We are warrior women, and we don't have to sit down. I would have liked to tell you that Africa is so much more advanced and whatnot. I just keep feeling the spirit of Kwame Nkrumah. I think yesterday I dreamt of Kwame Nkrumah and just all those revolutionaries. But also I think about Kwame Nkrumah was very much influenced by what was going on in the States. We were never given anything. We had to fight for our rights for everything, but we actually gained them. Why are we sitting down and just taking all of this? Why are we not standing up and saying, hey, we know what you really are doing and we're not going to comply? We're dying anyway from the technology. Why don't we die for a cause that is more worthy, fighting for our rights to be alive for real? It's like we don't stand up. Like we have to have that spirit. We have to have the Harriet and Sojourner Truth. I even think about Ida B. Wells, which I think that I'm channeling her a lot with my writings. She chronicled the lynchings of black men and women throughout the South, and even there was lynchings not just in the southern parts of the United States, and it was very, very dangerous. I mean, she had to hide and go different places. They wanted to kill her, so the pen mightier than the sword, right? It's very important. So these are the people that we have to remember, that to write and to talk and to tell the story. We have to make sure that those that come before us is not that are they there for our good or for our evil. And I just feel like we have to stand up. Don't just sit there and wait. Don't just sit there and accept. Stand up. And if you all your standing up could do is sitting down. Sometimes the best way to stand up is to sit in prayer, to sit with knees nailed, kneeling beyond. And I'm saying, when I say prayer, I don't necessarily just mean Christian values prayers. I'm not a Christian, so I wouldn't, but I know that y'all got some good prayers, and I believe that they would work. But I'm talking about affirming is prayer to me, visualization is prayer to me, affirmations are prayer to me. We need to congregate. The worst thing they could have did, that is not natural and normal. If the radiation don't kill you, then the goddamn isolation will. This is unheard of, and this is why I know I'm in Africa, because one thing we do have here is the being. Although they want us not to congregate too, I think it is this one world. I don't think we're really that safe, But what do we? We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We are the mighty ones. We are protected. We are guided. We have the power of our ancestors, the protection of our ancestors around us. We will use our clay to actually shield from radiation. We will use our spirulina to shield from contemplation, from evilness. We will use our words to stop that which may come near us. We will use our healing ability to resurrect ourselves from fear, from anger, from sadness, from feelings of isolation. We will understand that we can walk on water again. We can part the Red Sea. We know we are moving towards greatness, that we are greatness, and only greatness will prevail. And I say this all in the name of goodness, of the divine God, goddess of the Most High. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Medasti, ladies. My intensive starts tomorrow, and I'm very excited. I'm gonna go as far as I can go in those intensives. I'm gonna speak as freely as I can in those intensives. And it's $87. It starts tomorrow. My assistant is adding people to the group. Come in. Today, I'll see you all at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't get a notification, check at 1 p.m. I'm going to have Carla Hampton. We actually had her on Live Free TV already. She's an intuitive business coach, and she's powerful. And she's going to talk about actually making money moves during this time. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting conversation. Yesterday I had the brother T. Johnny on, and I really wanted to really talk. I wanted to talk more. I wanted to Johnny to, and that's what I had him on more to talk about the plight, or the just kind of keeping us globally connected and understanding what Africa is going through, so we won't have any myths about it, or even some romanticizing about Africa. As far as the donations, I actually would like to, for myself, make sure that your donations are going the right place. That's why right now I'm not creating a GoFund for it. I'm not doing any of that. My thing is to mostly to bring you information. When I ask for donations, I ask for myself, because you know where it's going, you know what I'm doing, you know that I'm surviving, you know I'm giving messages. But I will, when I put my name behind something as far as a GoFund, it's going to be well thought out, it's going to be well researched, and it's going to be understanding where the money actually goes. So I appreciate y'all coming on. I hope that you took the questioning. My questions were very specific. I wanted you to get information about Africa. I do my best to give it to you, and I want other Africans to give it to you as well. That's most important to me. I think that there's so many complications of Africa that I don't know if giving some money for some specific thing is actually going to help, as much as understanding the dynamics of the system that runs Africa. It's all one world. Africa is definitely influenced by the West. Like, I see it. I see it in their discussions, their conversations, their news, their policies, their ability to comply. It is off the chain. Talk about freedom. Isn't it all relative anyway? We think we're more free here, but I don't necessarily know if that's true. And I'm not being negative, I'm being truthful because I want you to know that, yes, there is some very much benefits, although that might change. The benefit of the sun that for our people, the benefit of the culture, the benefit of the togetherness, the benefit of the food. But because of the virus, I saw a virus, okay, whatever, the virus scare. I saw how the markets actually are a little different than what I got information I got yesterday. The Macola, that the market women and men are raising the prices so high. We went to a market the other day, and the people are raising the prices on the food, and they don't have to. It's unnecessary. So when people get scared, they get greedy, and it don't just it ain't just white folks, black folks do it too. So I want to investigate what is really. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to have other Africans on. I want to have their perspective. What I enjoy most about the perspective of Tijani was the cry for us as to come together. I love his ideas of when we do come to Ghana, employing the Ghanaians like that. All of that was real to me. The idea of what's needed, an idea of what we could actually donate, because God is did donate the sewing machine. Like, I feel like, let me tell you, they need combs. We can go to Dollar Tree and rack up. Like, if I said, if I did go back to the States, or I'm gonna have somebody send it. The hair salons need combs. They're using the same combs on everybody here. They need towels. They need decent, healthier shampoos and dyes. Like, I'm just talking about real talk. They need nail polishes that's non-toxic. Let's just bring it up. Let's just talk about it, because I think we are helping them. And I think that if I could get a salon, if I can get my seamstress is the dope. We got seamstress. Salons is because when you come on the tours, when you come to Ghana, come to Africa in general, I want you to be able to say, hey, y'all, I'm working with this hairdresser. This is where we all going to get our hair done. I'm working with this nail salon. This is where, because they do need help. They need help. The infrastructure, the way it looks, for you to come in and buy, there's certain things that you're going to be you used to that they just don't really think about or just don't have. So I really want to say that if I ask, anytime I ask, you just, like I said, I'm not going to do a GoFund only because I want to further investigate. I want to really see for myself what the situation is with the markets and with the people and during this time. And I want to see where the money will best be served. But I need to see that with my own eyes. I care so much about y'all, and I will never take advantage of you, ever. I love you, but I bring people here to get another way, another opinion, another way of looking, and also for helping me to engage in a way and to formulate questions that I think that you really want to know. There's so much, I mean, yes, there's the haven, the beauty, the sun, and all that, and I will continue to talk about that, but there are some other sides that is not that cute. Sometimes you think you run away from one thing, not another. It's interesting on the Back to Africa, the 2019, the holding the year of the return, but why is anybody not talking about the political system? You're not just living in a country, you're living in a political system. So we need to know the political system of what you're going to deal with. Because if it's just about I come and, in a sense, exploit as African Americans, take land, build where they can, use my money for my own self, then that's not really being part of the global family or the African family. I mean, I'm just questions and more questions continue to be asked of me, and I'm staying woke. One thing I know is those videos I did from the time I was in the hotel and I had the kente cloth and we did the conjuring video, we did that spiritual video, and when we did that, every time somebody sent me something, it's like, oh my God, it's exactly what Spirit already told me. It's exactly what I put out in that video. So we are connected. We are connected, but we are connected on a high frequency, high vibration. And if anybody that is not connected on that high frequency or high vibration, they will leave us. They will not be part of the family. So I will continue to give. So I want to thank to Johnny for that. At this point, I'm not going to set up a GoFund because I know that right now, if I was giving out stuff to the market women who are actually functioning, and some say since some of them, I'm reading some of them. I don't know. I know yesterday that Goddess went to the market and they charged her double price for mangoes. I'm hearing that a lot of this is happening at the markets where the women or men are charging more for the same food before the lockdown. It's unnecessary. We're not in a food crisis at this point. So I need to understand the dynamics of what is really going on. I think that fear again breeds a lot of greed and a lot of panic and a lot of taking advantage of. And I will not have anybody be taking advantage in general. So I need to be, since I don't have a media pass, I cannot be on the streets to help anybody. I do want to tell you that there is homelessness here. I saw that for myself. There's people sleeping on the street. Is it rampant? I don't really know, but it's enough that you see it. I do know that. And I think that it's always been here. I need to be here longer. I need to investigate. I really wish that this whole lockdown, because I can investigate. Like, I don't even know if I would stay. I love Ghana. I think that I would make this my home for sure. I don't know if I need to stay in Accra. I think I want to vegetable. I want to grow some fruits and vegetables and be a little more off the grid and be away from the towers so I can really think. I also want to go to Cape Coast. Can't even get there. Come on now. Cape Coast, where our ancestors died, our ancestors came through, some never to return, but we are. So if you think about it, what the power of Cape Coast, the power of Elmina, the power of Kumasi, with the home of the Ashanti, home of deep spirituality, the power of the God communities. I mean, we have the conjurers right here. But if you're closing us down and separating the power that we have to overcome, I think the Africans have been complacent for a long time. They're not, a lot of them probably maybe not educated in the political system, nor do they care. To even be educated of the political system shows that there's a certain kind of education that you would have to have. And the education that most of them have is a European education. How you gonna prosper? How you gonna win if you ain't right within? You getting from people that ain't right within that's teaching you. There's a lot, it's a lot of colonization is just as bad as slavery. It's just as bad, if not worse on some levels. So I'm just saying, wake up, Africa. Wake up, African Americans. Wake up, Black people all over the world. I'm gonna tell it like it is. You don't like it, I don't know. I know revolutionaries are known to be between under the age of 35. I am 52 years old, and I am not gonna be quiet. I am not going to be quiet. So I just want to put that out there, and I want to share that with y'all. It's a great time, a glorious time. It's the best time in the world. But we sitting here at complying with some people that don't know nothing. But to see it here, it just seems, I don't know, it seems way more compliant than I'm comfortable with. That's what I would say. And all of them, just do what the people say. Is that what y'all, the people, who these? Oh, okay, well, we're not gonna do that, okay? Well, comply, no, that's not what Lisa Marie does. We don't comply. We don't comply. So I'm just, going there. But I really hope that you're coming to the intensive, because we're gonna be conjuring, we're gonna be incantating, we're gonna be praying and meditating. We're gonna be visualizing. We're gonna be detoxing. What detoxing really means at this time. I really hope you do not miss that intensive. I'll see you all at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're on the West Coast, adjust accordingly. We're gonna talk about making the money moves. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. Next week, like I said, we got the brother talking about the travel, where we travel. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. We can fight the chip. We can fight the G's. We can fight it all. And we don't have to fight when we do it through prayer. We're spiritual warriors, so we are fighting. But that's a good fight. We're going to fight the good fight, and we're going to win, as Black folks have always done. You are mighty right where you are. You have so much. We go home to get certain things, but there's certain things being outside in the world that we gain as African Americans. Very, very powerful people, very, very strong. The strength here is here, but I don't know. I don't know. All right, y'all. Love you. I will see you all, I say, in the next video. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and if you feel like donating to the cause of Lisa Marie and her, because listen, I'm in here doing this work, okay? Because that's what I was born to do. I've always been this way, and I will always be this way. And when y'all donate to me, you help me to stay, to eat, to go, to travel, to see, and to bring back that which is the truth of us as a people. And that's very important to me. So if you feel compelled to donate to my PayPal Cash App, it's already in the description box. I'm doing better with that. I'm going to go write some more, and I'm going to allow the writing to take all the places and the necessary roads that it takes. But I swear, I feel Ida B. Wells. I feel her more than anybody else. So I am chronicling the lynching, the modern day lynching of our minds, of our bodies, and of our spirits. And I'm telling us to rise up. Rise up, Black people. Rise up. I'll talk to y'all soon. I love y'all. A lot of people in African countries are asleep. Okay, however, with the right leadership, they can be awakened. I've seen it happen in South Africa. That's exactly right. And when I asked the brother yesterday, did he see? That's right, Queen, in apartheid South Africa, we can. This is why I said I feel the resurgence. I was watching this video by Wodi Maya. I hope I'm saying his name right. And he was talking about how the French want to test the vaccine first in Africa and how he wasn't going for it. To Johnny, I love him, but I disagree with him on that. Is we're going to wait many lifetimes to change the situation? No, I think that, but this is the thing, Zalman and everybody else. If we're not constantly speaking up, remember I was talking about the toy, how the South Africans was, yo, what, hey, the kids, like, we know we're not going for it. And you are right, the many revolutions. That's why I keep thinking about Kwame Nkrumah. Wait, do you right? That was fought on a Natty done it in a Zimbabwe, mashed it up in a Zimbabwe, African deliverance Zimbabwe, I deliverance Zimbabwe. Why are we not just fight for your rights? Say this is a lie. Say I demand, I want to know where the towers are. I demand not to, we have power, but we sitting here because they got us believing in something else. They like, look over there. Are we doing this over here? I have to disagree with the brother. We can change it. We can, but we have to awaken. And yes, some of us will die in the process. But since we dying on some bullish, I'd rather die for something noble. I'd rather be like, well, I went down knowing that this was the truth and we got to come together. Some of us are going to do the prayer where women were traditionally the ones that with the men were guard and fighting, and how we protected them was by praying and keeping them. Whether we had to bury stuff in the ground, whether we had to bury their clothes, or we knew our voodoo, we knew how to do voodoo to change things around. We ain't even doing our voodoo. We done sat down. We so scared because the virus, we're going to touch our elders. We can't even go to our elders because they might have it. It's a bunch of lies. This is important, and we can do it. So I agree with you, Queen. I agree with you so much. We rose up and said enough is enough, but that's because we had men who took up leadership and said yes, they did. Yes, Queen Zama, you with me. We can do it here too. I think that there is, and I know it because right now I'm with different people, but I'm telling you, when this little thing hopefully is over and I can get back to that art center, we got warriors out there. Them God people right there alone. There are warriors out here. I disagree with that brother yesterday. I was like, no. If anytime there is a crisis, anytime we're about to go under, there's always those that rise up that were born to fight, born to change, always. And if there's more than a time that needs that, it is now. Believe me, you can't have evil without good. You cannot have destruction without reconstruction. We are going to not just survive, we're going to thrive, but we have to start being educated and understanding that we're being hoodwinked, bamboozled, and run amok. Malcolm X said it, and he said it well. Just, we got this, y'all. Write it, talk about it, radio it, text it. The power of us to overcome, and the power of us, we've done it so much. We've done it already. We got all kinds of history to show us how we fought to fight the power. And we sitting here going, I'm just going to stay in and I'm just going to do everything they say because these powers that be, these evils powers that be, we just want to listen to them. See, this is where I don't understand why we keep repeating this goddamn same thing. We don't have to. And Zama, I thank you today. You are on it with me. Men and women to be exact. That's right. We organize them with Toy. That's right. Every evening singing freedom songs and demanding that we release. Come on, I feel like crying. demanding that they release Mandela. Exactly. We sitting here being quiet. We need to be running. We need to be toying down the street. This is some BS. But we will. I see it. And if I'm brave enough to speak up, I am a little 5'1", 115 pounds, the most woman, and I'm speaking up. And I'm being brave. So I ask all those that are brave and that's ready to do the work. And we can do it on so many levels. You're right. The young people in the streets, the older people around the altars. But we got to wake up. We got to wake up. Don't let these 5G towers put us to sleep. Wake up. That's my message for you today. Wake up with prayer. Wake up with rejoicing. Rejoice, rejoice. The tidings I bring you. Chant the psalm a day. Chant the psalm a day. Chant the psalm a day. Do whatever you got to do. But rise up. I love y'all, Midasi. Have a beautiful morning, and I'll see you at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our amazing guests. I love you, ladies, and we got this. I know we do. Peace and blessings.